First piece of business, signing a 50-cap football fern. How pleased are you to have CJ Bott secured for the next couple of years?
Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. I think, she's going to bring an immense amount of experience, quality, leadership, and character. I think I've known CJ's character for a while, and then just been around her the last few days. I think she's an absolute winner, and I think to go and do something special, you need those sorts of mindsets in the team. You know, I've been on the pitch the last couple of days with CJ, and yeah, that mindset, she absolutely trains how she's going to play, and I think to do that every day is going to bring the standard up of the overall group. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted.
It's quite the squad that's being assembled. There's a lot of excitement, as you probably imagine, online. Your appointment being confirmed, CJ today, probably a few others to add as well. Does that add any pressure ahead of the season that, there is now expectation for this team beyond what it's been before?
I think anybody that cares about women's football should have that expectation irrespective of what's been put together. I think we're all here to win and be high performers, and I think to bolster the squad and the investment, there will be pressure, but I think all of these players put themselves in that arena to feel that pressure. That's what they get out of bed for. That's what I get out of bed for. And so for us, we're just going to get to work, do what we love, and the ability of the team and the mindset of the team, they'll just do what they love every day, and hopefully that leads to results. What
have the last couple of days been like for you? The news is out now. Mm-hmm. What have the last couple of days been like?
It's been busy, which is great. I've wanted that for 12 months. I've been on the pitch quite a bit with some local players, and like I said, CJ as well, so I've absolutely loved that. It's been busy, and now I'm locking in meetings with every player that isn't local to get to know the team, and then pre-season planning, and we're off. So it's been really special. I think once I got that press conference out the way on day one, you're driving home and you're starting now to look forward, and I can't wait to obviously get all the group together and get on the pitch.
Where are the gaps in your squad?
I think we've got some, probably another defender to bring in, probably another midfielder and a forward, basically, so across the board. But I think what you'll see is an overall theme of the players that we've signed. They're players who can play in multiple positions. So the more, I do feel with it's not a small squad, but match day squad is smaller than probably what I'm used to. And I think to get the best out of that, we want to have players that can play in multiple positions. I want to be really front-footed with subs, and I think we'll have a strong bench and we'll be able to really use the subs. So I think, CJ, she alluded to it, I think she can play in multiple positions. She's got that experience in football IQ to be able to do that, and I think that's going to help us.
And you got one import spot left, is it going to get used?
Yes, it is.
Is it similar with Leon as well? Because it seems like, if you look at both playing right back, you've got two very good right backs to fit into the 11.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both are great with the ball at their feet. And so I think the way that we'll play, is to have dynamic players around each other where they can move and interchange, and they're bright enough to be able to do that. So yeah, I'm certainly working on players and where they might play, and I think when I get them together, you have a much better feeling. But I have a sort of vision of where I would play people, and I think without giving too much away, I definitely think we can get the best out of all of them.
How important is it to sign players from Wellington as well?
Yeah, the CJ one for me is really critical. I think I talked about the other day, you're bringing in players, visa players who don't necessarily have a connection to this city. I think one of the biggest things we need to do early doors is to bring that connection, know what it means to represent this city, what it's like to live in this city. We've got staff members who have played in Wellington and grown up there. So I think, CJ will bring that, and I think the fans will really come with the likes of a CJ being a local Tawa girl. And then you add the football ferns linked to that. Part of CJ's journey here is she's an unbelievable player, and she'll be back in that squad. And I think 50 caps is no small feat to play at international level. Olympic Games, World Cups. I mean, that's only really going to help this squad. When
you knew you were going to become coach, were you confident that players of that calibre would want to come home and be part of this project?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, if I'm an international player, I think my experiences at international level, one of the biggest things I've been saying to some of the players that I've met with is, one of my biggest things is I really want to help their international career. I want to work closely with their coaches. I want to make sure they're getting what they need on the pitch individually, as well as us as a team to go and win. So for me, bringing players who are internationals is an area that I've lived my whole sort of career in. So yeah, I think so. And then I think, you know, again, to get someone of CJ's calibre and all of the other signings we've got, I think the club has shown where they want to go, their ambition. And, you know, there's people out there who say they care about women's football. You're seeing it, you're feeling it, the actions are there. And I just hope the country and the city get right behind this team.
Are there any more signings of this calibre to come?
Yeah, I mean, we have some signings in the pipeline. I think, we're working through that at the moment. But I think, you know, we've already made some huge signings. I think now it's just adding those final jigsaw pieces to the squad.
Brilliant.
Thank you.